China is not going to be the dominant power of the 21st century. The century is not going to belong to China for three reasons: economic, political, and geopolitical. Economic. One thing we've realized over the last few years, I hope, is nothing goes up in a straight line forever. China looks like it is about to inherit the world, but you know, Japan looked like that for a while. It was the second largest economy in the world, and I don't know how many of you can remember all the tales we were told about how the world was going to become Japanese. We were all going to be eating sushi. Well, I guess we are all eating sushi, but the rest of that prediction didn't quite work out. If you think about it, most Asian tigers have grown at about 9% a year for 20, 25 years. And then they shift downward, and they shift downward to 6, 5%. I'm not predicting any kind of Chinese crash. I am simply saying that China will probably follow that law of large numbers and regress at some point to a slower growth rate, perhaps a little bit later than the others because it is a much larger country. But it is also worth pointing out there are massive inefficiencies built into the Chinese system. They have a huge property bubble. Their growth is highly inefficient. China takes in foreign direct investment every month what India takes in every year. And still, it only grows 2 percentage points faster than India. In other words, if you think about the quality of Chinese growth, it's not as impressive as appears. It is massive investment, huge number of airports, 8-lane highways, high-speed rail that's being built. And as I say, if you look at what you are getting out of it in terms of the return on investment, not as impressive. China has a huge problem that it faces. The UN just came out with a report that pointed out that China is going to have a demographic collapse over the next 25 years. It is going to lose 400 million people. Now, there is no point in human history at which you have had a dominant power in the world that is also declining demographically. It simply doesn't happen. And if you want to look at what a country in demographic decline looks like, look at Japan and ask yourself, how powerful is it?